Alright, what's up you guys? I'm here with the channel Q&A for the 4,000 subscriber mark. And we have a bunch of questions here. Hopefully I can make this into just one long part. So, I'm just going to go in order here. So, starting off with Albert. I'm not going to attempt that last name. That could be pronounced so many different ways. But how would you feel about a ref winning the 24/7 championship? I don't know. Honestly, 24/7 title, it's probably one of the more entertaining storylines on right now, and that's not a good thing. But, could a ref win it? I don't know. Is it just limited to wrestlers? Could fans win it? Who knows? And, frankly, I don't know. I don't know. Noah Lucas, which brand has the better superstars, Raw or SmackDown? It depends how they're booked. That's the way I look at it. But more talent, I think from a wrestling standpoint, I'd rather watch SmackDown. I don't watch Raw or SmackDown, so if I had to choose one, probably SmackDown. I mean, they have Daniel Bryan. But AJ Styles is on Raw. So it depends on how you look at it. TN Couponer, congrats on 4K. Keep up the great channel. Thank you. Go check out TN Couponer, the king of deals. What is the best deal you ever got on a DVD? So this is not the smallest amount I've ever paid for a DVD, but I really think this is the best deal I've ever gotten. The Raw Eddie Guerrero tribute show for $10. That's still to this day a complete steal. That thing goes for hundreds of dollars online. Larry Bryant, what is your favorite SmackDown memory from 2007? And then he gave an example, The Undertaker and Batista feud. That actually probably is my favorite memory from 2007, period. They had a good match at WrestleMania, good match at Backlash, steel cage match on SmackDown, and then you had their Cyber Sunday match was pretty good too. So yeah, that's probably my favorite memory from 2007. That was a very up and down year. Overall, it's still 10 times better than what we have now. But after the Benoit tragedy, though, nothing's been the same since. I think that was the true turning point in WWE. So, early to mid 2007, I think was really good. White Stoner 265, how excited are you to go see AEW live? I'm looking forward to that trip a lot. I haven't been to a wrestling show in a year now. Last October was my last one. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be historic. I'm looking forward to some of the surprises they have planned. Who knows? Just getting a feel for what their weekly show is going to be like. Because I've said it many times. I'm not going to be a fan of AEW, but I'm not going to be a denier until we have an example of what their product's going to be on a weekly basis. So this will determine whether or not I'll be a fan or not. These first few months of their television series. And then he asks, what's better, PS4 or Xbox One? I have no idea. I've never really played either one that much. I only play 80s and 90s games. I grew up with the NES, N64, The newest console I have is the PS2, and that's from 2001? So, yeah. Kelly asks, ever watched The Godfather? Of course. Godfather is a classic, one of the most important films in history. Godfather 2 is right there with it. Godfather 3 can suck a dick. And that's about all. The first one, really the only problem I have with it is pacing. Other than that, a near perfect film. Cody Shrek, what do you think of NXT possibly going to FS1 to compete with AEW on Wednesday nights? That's a little dated. They will not be going to FS1 anymore. That was the rumor about a week ago when I made this video. USA Network. This is Monday at 4:46 p.m. So, yeah. USA Network's looking to be where it's going to go. And that announcement will be made in a short few hours, depending on when you're watching this. I think it's an absolutely awful idea. NXT was great at 1 hour on the WWE Network. I don't watch it on a weekly basis, but I've seen most of the pay-per-views. I've been to one, and it was the best live experience I've ever had in terms of wrestling. So, a 2-hour show where Vince McMahon is now going to have creative control. Nope. Okay, Sean McMahon, your thoughts on Lord Alfred Hayes. This is interesting because I just watched WrestleMania 1 again, where he's basically doing the sideline coverage. Not the best sideline coverage. I think he got better as the years went on in WWF. And, he did good at SummerSlam 92. That was very entertaining, where he was looking for Mr. Perfect. But overall, I think I like him better in small doses, over a full-time broadcast colleague of theirs. Jonathan Kelly, what is the greatest moment you've ever witnessed live in an event? I've been to a lot of wrestling events, but the most just epic moment was Ricochet and Adam Cole. When Ricochet did the moonsault and Adam Cole gave him the super kick in midair, the crowd went ballistic. I was third row. I was right there. So that was the coolest moment I've ever seen live. Absolutely epic. Why don't you do wrestling VHS reviews, and do you ever feel the need to buy all the WWF VHS tapes to complete your video library? And then he says, thanks for the excellent videos, you're the best. Thank you, Jonathan Kelly. And I don't do them because I basically don't have the room, and I don't want to really spend the money right now. So, money's tight. I get what I can, and I don't know. Once I have the room, I promise I will do the VHS tapes. Promise. I just don't necessarily have a place to put them right now. I'm kind of limited on shelf space and just space in general. So eventually I will get the VHS tapes, don't worry. MarkBoy316, another channel to check out. What was the hardest DVD to get, and how did you find it? I spent years trying to get the WrestleMania leather anthology up there. Right there. I got a really good deal on it, got $100 off of it. And that's still one of my prized possessions. But I think the hardest one to get is one I haven't found yet, and that's the Eddie Guerrero SmackDown Tribute Show. I've been looking for that thing for years. So that's the hardest that I haven't found. The hardest I did find was the anthology, mainly because you only get like 2 or 3 a year on eBay. And they're either in shit condition or overpriced. So I really got lucky there. And then he also asked, what DVD did you think was going to be bad, but ended up really liking it? 2 come to mind instantly. The True Giants DVD and the John Cena's Greatest Rivalries DVD. I thought all that was going to be shit. But they turned out to be really good sets. Okay, Noah Lucas. How many pay-per-views have you been to? I have been to Extreme Rules 2017, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, WrestleMania 34, SummerSlam 2018, and that's it. I'm not a big live event person. Like, I could have gone to so many more, just never really did. I'm very antisocial, so I don't really put myself in those situations unless I have really good reason to. So, yeah. Okay, Extreme Wrestling. Another channel to check out. What is your favorite Royal Rumble moment? Okay, a few come to mind, so I'm just going to list those. 1990, when they had Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, they were kind of teasing that WrestleMania match. That's one of my favorite main events. No, it's not a great match, but it's just epic. It's always been epic to me. Rumble '92 when Ric Flair won the title belt, and then 2007 when Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had their little, almost like a mini match at the end of the Rumble match. It was just epic. Okay, Alexis Corona Aguilar. Hopefully I said that right. What type of music do you listen to? And list genres. Pretty much anything from 1920 to 1990. Like, late 90s is pretty much the farthest I'll go. I don't like modern garbage music, which is basically what all music is at this point. Sometimes you'll get some good stuff every now and then, but when it comes to genres, I don't really have a particular one. I'm the kind of person where I just take it song by song, no matter what it is. My least favorite genres, I can say, are like jazz and country. Those are really the only two I don't like. And some heavy metal. But, I mean, I go more by just what I hear instead of the genre, if that makes sense. So, AJI1888. How do you think WWE is going so far in 2019? So, I'm going to make this short and sweet. Or try to, at least. I don't like being that guy that comes on here and constantly complains about the current product. I try my best not to. But I will say this. I was born in the mid-90s. So I grew up with really good wrestling. And I think the biggest problem right now is a lot of the fans started watching maybe in 2010 or even later than that. So they never experienced good wrestling. So that's why a lot of the times you'll see negativity, people saying, oh, the product's great. No, that's because they didn't know what good wrestling was. Unless you watched before, the mid to late 2000s. Like I said, 2007 is, I think, the really big decline. And you could even say after 2002 was sort of a slight decline. It was a decline in popularity for sure. But I still love the Ruthless Aggression era. I really do. But I think people just rationalize it, and that's a huge problem. Because people think the product's good now because they didn't experience wrestling in the boom period that it was in the late 90s and early 2000s. So, right now, where we're at in August of 2019, it's better than what it was a few months ago. But that doesn't mean it's good. I would say ever since 2007, we've been on a sharp decline. And 2010 was so bad that I stopped watching. And 2018 and early 2019, I would say are the worst in the company's history. Worse than 94, 95, 96. Financially, they're set. They're the best they've ever been. But when it comes to quality, it's god-awful. But they're trying. You can tell they're trying, and that's just because of AEW. There's competition now. Is it viable competition? Not yet. I'm not sitting here saying there's a war going on, but there might be soon. Okay. Kelly asks, ever watch John Carpenter? Wow. John Carpenter's The Thing. Yes, I have. It's not my favorite John Carpenter film. I would say Halloween is. I know that's cliche. But, yeah, I mean, The Thing's a classic. And that was from 1982. Remakes and all that. I mean, that itself was a remake, but still. Okay. Alexis Corona Aguilar. Why did you think Wade Barrett never won a WWE title? because they didn't book him till. Maybe he just wasn't what they thought he was going to be. He wasn't the talent that... Because here's the problem. If you won NXT Season 1, I believe the stipulation was that you got a WWE title shot. And I think he got that, Survivor Series 2010, if I'm correct? And the whole Nexus was fucked. They screwed them up at SummerSlam. I love the Nexus. But, I think the right move would have been to put a bunch of the titles on the Nexus eventually. Give them the mid-card titles. Give them the tag team titles. Which they did get the tag team titles, but that was already after they were screwed up. So, it's a missed opportunity. I think he could have done it. I think Wade Barrett was great. Okay, Green Turtle Gaming. What are your opinions on Stone Cold Steve Austin? I think he single-handedly really helped save the WWF and win the ratings war, the Monday Night Wars. And I don't think we'll ever get a talent like him. He's up there with Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, Ric Flair, in terms of greatest of all time. So, and I'm not saying Hulk Hogan's the greatest of all time, but simply from a draw level, he's up there. I think him and Stone Cold, when it comes to a draw, are the two best. And Andre the Giant, too. He was a huge draw. He was larger than the business. No pun intended. But yeah, Stone Cold, we'll never get another one like him. Phenomenal One Fanboy, what is your favorite wrestling DVD ever? Right there. History of the Intercontinental Championship. Superhero Blueberry has 2 questions. What's your favorite WrestleMania and favorite Royal Rumble? WrestleMania is 19, obviously. I've said that countless times, and that'll probably never change. That and WrestleMania 8 are my 2 favorite WrestleManias. In terms of favorite Rumble, that one's a little tougher because I think Rumble has been consistently great. There's more good Rumble pay-per-views than bad. 2003 is great. 92, 1990, 2007. I think 2007 is my favorite Royal Rumble match. But overall, for a pay-per-view, that one's tough. Honestly. And then he also asks, in your opinion, what was the better movie, Infinity War or Endgame? Both highly flawed films, but I think Infinity War, without a doubt, is the better film. It's kind of hard to debate that one. I think people like Endgame more just because they were able to find a way to make people like it more, because it's Disney. They know how general audiences work and what they want and how to make money off of them. But Infinity War, just from a film standpoint, is better. Ruthless Aggression Guy, what is your favorite 2003 Cena match? Undertaker from Vengeance. Harry Dukes. I started watching Breaking Bad this summer on Netflix and love the show. Who's your favorite character on the show and why? Mine is Jesse. Mine's also Jesse. Breaking Bad, I've seen it 2 times all the way through. It's, to me, the greatest show in modern history. Is it the greatest show of all time? You could debate it. You could easily debate that. It's probably my second favorite TV show of all time. First being The Twilight Zone, the original series. So, yeah. Jesse, I thought he had the best character arc, believe it or not. And he's the one that got you the most emotionally invested, at least for me. And the only problem was I wasn't happy with how they ended his character. I don't think he should have been ambiguous. I just think he needed a more definitive ending. I mean, you can implicate what his ending was, but I just feel like there should have been a little more. But we are now getting that with the Breaking Bad movie, so there you go. Austin Williams, which feud is better to you, Brett versus Shawn or Edge versus Cena? Brett versus Shawn, no question. H1 Kodo, what's 9 plus 10? 27. Brandon Rodenbacher, hopefully I pronounced that right. What is your favorite Raw moment? That one's tough. We'll come back to that one. I gotta think about that one. Retro Gangsta J, what is your favorite Undertaker moment? God, that's another tough one. Probably Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. Or his match with Mankind, Hell in a Cell, 1998, King of the Ring. Yeah, I'd probably pick that one over. Okay, 12 Mondo, what was your first ever DVD? I got my first DVD in 2003. It was Austin Powers Goldmember. My first wrestling DVD, I got the 2-disc edition of WrestleMania 23 right when it came out. And then very, very shortly after that, I got the ladder match DVD. Okay. I like the movies and the television. What is your favorite SummerSlam match? Okay. This one is kind of a different answer than you'd probably expect. But Chris Benoit versus Rob Van Dam from SummerSlam 2002. I absolutely love that match. That is my all-time favorite SummerSlam, period. One of the greatest pay-per-views of all time. Just that whole night is amazing. And I just love that match. Okay, 12 Mondo again. Do you think Jimmy Superfly Snuka killed his girlfriend and why? Okay. From what I have gathered, I believe personally that, yes, he killed her, but I think it was more unintentional. You know, I think it was more just a domestic dispute gone wrong. You know, they had an argument, took it too far. He might have pushed her, he could have punched her, he could have abused her, and then she fell and hit her head. So I don't think he absolutely killed her with the malintention of killing her, but I think he put himself in a situation to kill her. Meaning things got farther than both of them wanted and expected, and, you know, it's more just kind of a second-degree murder type thing. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of his. Okay, Kelly, did you ever watch the TV show Oz? If not, you should check it out. I'm not a big TV person. I am a film geek. And TV, I'm just not into the TV medium. The formats, I don't know. I like the movie format a lot better. But there are TV shows I do like. Nothing modern at all. Breaking Bad is the most modern show I watched. And that even took me a while to actually watch too. Okay, Awesome 4K. Go check out Awesome 4K's channel. When is AEW going to start putting out Blu-rays and DVDs? And when they do, will you be buying them right away? Yeah, I'm basically just going to do what I do now. I just get them and review them. But they are happening. We know that for a fact. But it's just a matter of when, I guess. My assumption would be no later than the end of the year. I mean, I think the smartest time to do it would be right around October, you know, when your weekly show is going to make its debut. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting those DVDs. Okay, the Stevenson Grech family. Another great channel. What's your favorite wrestling match and why? This one goes back and forth. You know, it used to be Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle from King of the Ring, 2001. But I really think, after watching it so many times, WrestleMania 21, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. To me, that's a 5-star match. I know Meltzer didn't give it 5 stars, but I will. I do. Bobby Heenan actually said that's the best match he's ever seen. And I'm not going to say it's the best match I've ever seen, but it's up there. Easily top 10, maybe top 5. But I got to say that's my favorite match. I'll never forget watching it for the first time. I think when Kurt Angle does the top rope angle slam to Shawn Michaels and then Shawn kicks out, that I just popped so hard for that. It gives me chills watching that match. And I'm not the kind of person that easily gets chills like that. Okay, Kuam Rivers. What is with the downgrade of WWE DVDs and no more documentaries to no more 3-disc sets, do you think WWE DVDs will be gone soon? I would say within the next 3 years they will be gone. But in 2019, I am surprised that we still have them. If you asked me in 2014 if we'd still be getting them 4 years later, I would have said probably not. Or, 4 or 5 years. But, yeah, it's pretty obvious. Everything's on the network, so they really don't see much of a point in releasing DVDs anymore. We're not getting any new content. And as a collector, I can actually say that there's no point anymore. Because they're not putting out new content. Documentaries aren't being made. The fact that we're getting a 2-disc set of repeat matches for the SmackDown 20th Anniversary DVD, that should show you where we're going with DVDs. Okay. John Labadie, I don't know. He basically asks, with the WrestleMania 23 DVDs, the Blockbuster Edition, also the Deluxe Edition, that they do at the Hall of Fame, or is it a bonus disc? Okay. So, the Blockbuster Edition of WrestleMania 23, is it basically the Deluxe Edition 3-disc set, or is it something completely different? It is something completely different. I'd like to do a review of it sometime. I mean, it is a 2-disc set, so you're not getting much extra. But I would like to do a further review on that one, because I would have to check up on that. But no, there's no Hall of Fame on it. And it was sent to me, and I never got a chance to do a review on it or anything. So I will do that in the future. Okay, Kelly asks, favorite war movies? I'm not a big war movie person. I don't like action films I can appreciate good action films. I just very often don't like action films. Saving Private Ryan is probably one of the best war movies I've ever seen. Platoon's really good. You have a lot of really good war movies out there. It's just my personal taste is more classic film and very artsy. For example, my favorite film is 12 Angry Men. So that should show you kind of where I like. And, I write a lot myself, and that's more my style. Kind of small, more intimate, psychological films. But if I had to pick one, Saving Private Ryan. Such an accurate, just bone-chilling description of war. The beaches of Normandy scene gets me every time. So, Sean McMahon, your thoughts on Al Snow thinking the fans are garbage? Okay. I don't know if he ever said the fans are garbage. I'd have to look that one up. I respect Al Snow a lot. I think he's great. There are some things I disagree with, though. Like him saying the best match on the show is the match that makes the most amount of money, not the quality. I disagree with that. I understand the point of that. From a booking standpoint, yes, the best match on the show is the one that makes the most money, but that doesn't make it the best quality match. Trust me, I've been through this before, but I don't know if I've ever seen him actually say the fans are garbage. I'd have to look into that. I could see maybe his words being misconstrued to say that. I don't know. I'd have to look that one up. Dat Boy Who Goes Ahoy, could you start a Minecraft series? No, I don't like Minecraft. I don't like modern gaming. There's very few I would play. And I played Minecraft years ago, right when it came out. I played it for a little bit, got bored, and stopped playing. Okay. Rehan Niaz, have you ever seen Black Panther? Yes, I think it's one of the few actual phenomenal MCU films. And I was cautious about Black Panther because my biggest pet peeve about film is when you involve politics into it. You know, I thought this was just going to be a film to cater to black people and that demographic. It wasn't as political as I thought, and I actually really enjoyed the film. Okay. Let's see. 12 Mondo again. How much money have you wasted on DVDs in a whole? Well, when you're a collector and you have a hobby, it's not wasting money. Thank you. I don't know how much I've wasted. You know, people have fucking hobbies. If you want to consider it wasting money, that's fine. But try finding a hobby where you don't have to spend money to maintain that hobby or add new things to your collection. It's called collecting. And I honestly don't know. It's not as much as you would honestly think, given the collection I have, because I've been very smart about it when it comes to how much I'm spending. Okay, Khan asks, what's the worst DVD you have in your collection? I'm just going to go with wrestling. Probably the Top 50 Superstars of All Time DVD. That DVD can go fuck itself. Okay, what else we got? Drew Clackring. Did you enjoy the year 2003? Yes, for the most part. I think it had its very ups and downs, but I did enjoy a good majority of it. I'm not a fan of Triple H's Reign of Terror, though. I will say that. You know, the whole Booker T storyline was bullshit. They should have put Booker T over, and then they made it racist, which I am perfectly fine with edgy writing. That's the kind of writer I am. But if you're going to do that, don't just bury him for no reason. And we know, come on. But, yeah. Scott Steiner, I'm not a fan of. Goldberg, I'm severely not a fan of. So, 2003 had its ups and downs. Okay. Brandon Rodenbacher again. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Who's your all-time favorite female wrestler? Probably Lita. Jaden. Okay, I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that last name either, because I don't like butchering last names. I have a last name that people butcher, and I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it to you guys. What do you think the worst WWE pay-per-view is? 3 come to mind. WrestleMania 11, King of the Ring 95, and Crown Jewel. And then finally, Chris Roberts, are you worried that your DVDs will get disc rot? It's something I've considered, believe me. It's not something I crazily worry about, because we do, if you think about it, live in a time where everything behind me can be found somewhere else, whether that's on the network or just on the internet, period. The average DVD has a lifespan of 15 to 200 years. It depends how you maintain them and how you store them. I keep them in a very cool, dry place. I have a dehumidifier right beside them, so it keeps them dry and, you know, keeps away unwanted moisture and all that. But, you know, eventually they will be relatively worthless. That is the point. But that's not why I don't collect them for the worth. And, you know, the way I look at it is the content may not be on there eventually, but we'll still have the physical packaging, you know, the artwork, and that stuff still matters, but it depends on the collector. You know, to me, it just doesn't matter what's on the disc. It matters as a whole, like what the whole presentation is. So that about does it. If I missed any questions, go ahead and ask them down below, and I will answer them. Obviously, don't go crazy and start asking me new questions. I try to do this every 1,000 subscribers, and I do want to do a live Q&A soon, like a live stream. I do want to do that soon. It's just hard to find the time nowadays. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. For now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.